This is Merlin Francis Kish. I got him about a year, maybe a little bit over a year ago. And initially I was looking for a dog for my mom. My mom's 75 years old. And it took a while. It was a little bit of a hunt just to make sure, like, to find the one that, you know, if he happened to run away, then could chase him down, and, you know, like, he'd be docile enough to, like, you know, to be with my mom. But we really clicked when I got him. His name was Sprinkles at the shelter, but I was like, nope, we can't keep that name. So I was thinking of a few names, but my mom's the one that named him Merlin Francis, and he's just attached. Like, he's like my protector. He's like watching my every step, and we're just really a team. And now he travels with me, and he stays with my mom a little bit, but he goes everywhere with me. And I don't know how he learned all this stuff, but he, I mean, he was just neglected at first, you know, just left on a tree, and they had to peel his collar off, and just madly neglected. And my neighbor surrendered him, and this was his story. And then he was at the shelter for a while, and so I saw him there. Finally, I see a dog, like, oh man, like, that's a nice looking dog. His tail was wagging, he looked happy. I'm like, if that dog is happy there, he's totally gonna be happy at my mom's house. So ever since then we clicked, and he seems to adjust real quickly. And my mom, we joke now, like, because we're both adopted, so. It's a little bit of both. It's a nice companionship, it's a little bit of a distraction. Just, you know, I look over and he's happy. Like, if I'm stressed or if I'm, like, worried about other things, then I look over at him and he's happy. I'm like, okay, well, if you're happy, I can be happy too. The focus the last 6 months is I don't want another decision fight. I want a decisive finish, like a vicious finish in this fight. Just to prove to myself, like, I can be decisive and, like, in critical moments. I'm not just hanging around, like, waiting for her to move. You know, it's a little bit different pace compared to Muay Thai. Girls seem to be like Velcro on me. I have to figure out how to peel them off. And that seems to kill a lot of time and waiting for space to open up. But now, just finding the times that I should actually capitalize and finish things versus just wait it out and figure out what's going to happen next. My coach, in the past few fights, he's kind of let me just play it by ear, no game plan, and I like that. But I think that works better for striking, not for MMA, because, you know, there are times I'm like, should I stand this up? Should I keep it on the ground? Should I finish it right here? I'm like, I don't want to finish it right there, so I'm like, okay, well, maybe I'll stand it back up. So it's just those kind of decision things that should not be happening in a fight. It's a very accurate assessment that I'm just now learning. Man, I'm running a lot in the octagon. It's huge inside there. So Muay Thai, very close quarters. I can get anyone against the ropes, or they're in the ropes of the corner in like 3 steps. Yeah, good luck in the octagon doing that. I feel like I'm sometimes covering a 5K in there. Just a lot of running around, and not being as, you know, my goal is to not to be as wild, or just to, you know, go head first, leaning all in, like, just to be a lot more decisive. But yeah, I'm learning a lot of different things, transitions, and I'm totally loving the process of it, though. Like, in my opinion, like, I can't afford to have a favorite style. Like, you gotta have, all of it has to be your favorite. Of course, I'm very excited about it. I actually saw Felice fight about a decade ago. It's crazy. In Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm from that area. And I had a fellow teammate fighting on the same card. This was for a different promotion. And I was so excited to see a female fighter. And finally it was their turn to come to fight. And all I can remember after that fight was, like, I can do that. Like, if she can do that, I can do that. And, you know, like, why are they making a big deal of that? Like, I could have done this, you know, ABC. You know, I'm just going through my head, going through all things like, well, you know, like, well, how does she get that kind of all that stuff? Like, you know, I can totally do that. A decade later, like, next thing you know, we're on the show together, and so she's a pioneer. And you could, I mean, to be 100% candid, I'm actually a Felice Herrig fan, because she's a pioneer of it. I've known her since I was a kid, and I was totally excited about it. And she's a pioneer of it. She's accomplished a whole bunch. And so this is a great opportunity for me, yes, and it's gonna, if I do well, if I'm successful in it, I know it's gonna be a springboard just because she has a huge following. Whether, well, successful or not, but she has a big following. I think like that's going to draw a lot of attention to me no matter what. But I'm totally, I mean, it feels like I belong in here. It feels like this should have happened a long time ago, but I'm totally appreciating the pace of it because I'm learning a lot about this division and the weight cut itself. So if the flyweight opens up soon, that's gonna be it's a thrill. But my focus, I heard that announcement happening when I was preparing for this fight. So I'm excited about making weight for this fight, then I'll be excited about the flyweight stuff. I really want to, I'm not trying to go too far ahead of get too far ahead of myself, but I see myself going against a champ real soon, and there's things that I would love to do that people are not doing yet against her. So I hope she continues to win. I hope Joanna continues to win because I really want to be the one that gets to beat her. But going back to this fight with Felice, I forgot how far along the season I was in The Ultimate Fighter when we were in the house together, but I mean, a lot of people would say they have a hard time with her or they don't get along with her, but I mean, I've said this before, she's a harmless person. Like I don't think she means anything negative. No, she likes a lot of attention, and I'm not gonna bring it above her to like do something crazy either at weigh-ins or during the fight, just for a little bit of spark. But I'm ready for it. I have things that I'm prepared to retaliate with if she decides to misbehave or something. I don't know. But during that show when I tore my ACL and a little bit of my meniscus, that was my second surgery, or my second knee injury. I got to like just kind of sit back and watch how these girls are going to do it, how the pioneers are going to do it, and I learned a lot. I was really surprised with how many things, how similar we all really are, and how equally like crazy we really are. The other thing is a big factor is like the process of it, like the way they do things. But one thing I noticed with Felice is she just. And I have absolute respect for her, but I've seen her fight quite a bit now, and things aren't going completely her way. She seems to lose it. She loses her composure, and that's a very, very big. I mean, that's a huge. I pay attention to that, and when things don't go exactly her way, she kind of shuts down and doesn't really know what to do. I hope she worked on that because I don't want it to be that simple. I really don't. I want it to be an exciting fight. I want the fans to love this. I felt like my last two fights were boring, and I'm so glad the judges saw it go my way, like unanimous decision. But I know like what I can do, and I know like, I know I can do in the Muay Thai aspect and the striking aspect of things, and I know how much I can endure, and I haven't, for whatever reason, I haven't met up with that yet. Like it's not up to par yet with the UFC, and I'm hoping at this level with this matchup now, like I'm gonna get those, those feelings are gonna, I don't know if it's mimic is the right word, but I want to feel like, like something is like a threat at the moment. The last two fights, I wasn't ever feel threatened. I was a little too comfortable. My coach was like, it looks like you're bored in there. You've got to do something. I'm like, well, I'm waiting for her to do stuff, and I like to stand it up, but she's like Velcro on me right now. He's like, okay, we're gonna work. No more just playing it by ear anymore. We're gonna be decisive on things that we're gonna, and we're gonna develop these skills. We're going to instill these into you. So, I mean, we're just talking about drill after drill after drill after drill, the same thing, like probably for like sometimes 3 or 4 sessions a day. But I'm so excited to utilize it, and I hope I find the opportunities to do it. If I can land it in competition timing, then I give myself a little raise, and I go and teach it, I go and coach it on tours, on like seminar tours, because I'm like, all right, this is how I drill it, I can land it in competition time, now I'm comfortable to coach it.